Imagine getting a message from the MLCC saying that your liquor license has been suspended. What would you do? This happened to one of our longtime clients who thought their insurance was in perfect order, and we did too. So we dove in right away and began contacting the insurance company that we've had their insurance with the last couple of years, as well as the MLCC, so we could figure out what happened. About a month or so before the renewal, they had shared an unsolicited quote they received from another agent that had a couple of glaring holes in it. The coverage limits didn't match what they needed. There were coverage terms that were missing to satisfy the franchise requirements and the lender requirements. Even the name on the quote was not the correct business name. It was not even one that belonged to this business owner. And they also were missing a number of policies that were required for their coverage, including a business auto. And so it was determined that they weren't going to move forward with this quote, but the pricing was significantly better than what we'd been working on the last couple of years, because in the hotel industry, they've been facing increases of 20 to 30% each year if they're lucky. Many others have received non-renewals in the hotel market. So we've worked through this the last couple of years with no changes to their insurance company. Now, after calling back and forth to the MLCC and the insurance company, we finally got down to the bottom of it. The MLCC shared that their liquor liability coverage had not only changed, but then canceled 4 days after the renewal date. And I was shocked by that. And so I started to dig in a little bit more. They shared the name of the insurance company that had canceled. And while I was shocked because I knew we had renewed this policy without any change to the insurance company, a light bulb went off and I finally figured out what had gone on here. This agent who sent that unsolicited quote that was inaccurate for the coverage they needed must have assumed or been pretty confident that they were going to get the business, or they just simply made a significant error and they actually filed new insurance with the MLCC without signatures from our insured. And when the insured found this out, they had to then cancel the policy 4 days after the renewal, but none of this occurred that this would cause a ripple effect now through the MLCC and their liquor liability and liquor license. This agent who sent that unsolicited quote that was inaccurate for the coverage they needed must have assumed or been pretty confident that they were going to get the business, or they just simply made a significant error and they actually filed new insurance with the MLCC without signatures from our insured. And when the insured found this out, they had to then cancel the policy 4 days after the renewal, but none of this occurred that this would cause a ripple effect now through the MLCC and their liquor liability and liquor license. This is where the MLCC issued the suspension, and as we worked back and forth, we did contact the MLCC directly multiple times, probably to the point that they were sick of hearing or seeing my name show up on the caller ID, but we wanted to get down to the bottom of this and ultimately try to help our client get the warning removed from their license. While we were able to send an updated LC95, a proof of financial responsibility, to them showing no gap in coverage, a warning still remained on the license. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything we can do there because of what happened with this other agent filing new coverage and then canceling that without the insured's consent. Ultimately, I made the call back to our client, shared exactly what had happened, and they elaborated on the story a little bit more, but we're really shocked by the way this all played out. And unfortunately, there's a couple of takeaways from this story. You see, so much of insurance can be tied to your licensing, your lenders, your franchises. And so it's important that if you're going to make any changes, even in the process of exploring a new company, that you communicate that well with your current agent, because this can have a ripple effect on your business and ultimately could cause you problems down the line with either let's say a liquor license in this case, or a franchise agreement. Insurance is tied to so much: loans, contracts, licenses. So this can have a terrible ripple effect throughout your business. And that's why it's important to work with a professional who really knows your business and prioritizes your protection. And you should really look at your insurance agent as a professional, just like you do with your attorney or your CPA or any other professional within your business. You don't go out and shop for a new attorney every year or every other year, do you? Or a new CPA every year or every other year for better pricing. No, you work with somebody that understands your business and can help make adjustments along the way. It's important that you don't miss critical steps like this, especially when it comes to licensing. So if you're unsure about your coverage, or more importantly about your agent, reach out. Don't let the wrong agent put your business at risk. That's why our agency goes beyond the policies to protect your business and your peace of mind so that you don't have to have recurring stress like this and a possible suspension of a license. The insurance buying process has been commoditized so much, whether it's the commercials you see save 15% here or a quote in 15 minutes, when in reality most businesses need a lot more than that.